Hello, Dharma Circle, Swati here, the Embodied Dharma Coach. Let's talk about growing your audience and some important reminders for not only growing your audience, but key ingredients for increasing your sales. Because the truth of the matter is that your audience size is actually not the problem. And most likely, it's not your small list or your lack of followers or even very few people in your Facebook group that's causing problems for you. It comes from a variety of things, and people are really quick to blame their audience size for their lack of sales. And most of the time, it's not your audience size. And I want to give you an example of this because recently I had a $90,000 course launch, and I have a small list, relatively small, and I have not a huge amount of followers on social media. Even in this Facebook group, it's not a huge group. And I only had 10 people sign up for the course, and it was still highly successful, 90K launch. And it wasn't about size. It wasn't about volume. It wasn't about all these followers that I have. And see, that's the thing. If you miss some of these key pieces with your small list, even as you grow your audience and your list size, it won't matter. Your sales won't increase because you don't have these important things in place. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. What you need to have in place, the foundation that you need to keep focusing on, whether you have a small list or a big list. And this is about ultimately increasing your sales and increasing your revenue. But we can't get there without some foundation in place. So just a reminder, your small audience is probably not the real issue. And a lot of people are focusing on grow my audience, grow my audience, grow my audience. And you're fixing the wrong problem. Fixing the wrong problem. This is really common. And I have so many people coming to me saying, I need to grow my audience because clearly I don't have enough clients. I need more revenue, so I have to grow my audience. And when we really look behind the curtain, when we look at the back end of the business, when we look at their strategies and their structures, it's non-existent. They are missing really important things for increasing sales. And if you improve these things that we're going to talk about today, if you take these steps, even with your small list, you're setting yourself up for success now to increase your sales with your small list as you continue to grow your audience, your list, your following, which you need to do for your business. There's no doubt about that. It's all about growing your audience and continuing to grow your list. We talked about that last week. But if you don't have these key pieces in place, it doesn't matter how big your list is, because I also have people who come to me and they have an incredible following and no sales. How is that possible? Looks can be very deceiving. People that you see on social media with this incredibly large following, they might have a crap business with no revenue and no sales, and it happens all the time. There needs to be a strategy in place for using social media and using your newsletter and your Facebook group to actually make sales. And this is the missing piece for most people. So check this out. Notice if you have any of these issues, if you need to focus on any of these key ingredients for your business, because it's, again, needs to be fixed no matter how large your list is or how big your audience is. If you're missing these things, it doesn't matter how big your audience is, you're going to have problems with sales. So we have to have a clear offer. Is your offer really clear? Do we really know what you offer? Is your messaging pristine? We should know exactly who you are, who you help, what outcomes you provide, what solutions you provide to what problems. I should see that on everything. I should know exactly who you are and what you provide. Have you done your market research? Do you even know what your audience, even if it's a small audience, Do you know what your audience really wants? Do you know what they need? Because that is going to determine the language that you use and even how you market your offer. And do they even want your offer? We might need to check that out. And that could be a huge problem if you create this amazing offer and nobody wants it. Or at least the audience you have doesn't want it. We can change the audience, but that's a building process of changing your demographic. But we need to know your current audience, what do they want? You don't even know what your audience wants. Again, the market research. You don't know how to pre-qualify your clients. And we do that through our content, actually. Our content is going to weed people out. And actually, when I send out really good content and I see that people leave my newsletter list, I celebrate that because that means my content was doing the right thing. My content was saying, you're disqualified, and people will disqualify themselves. And I'm okay with that because I want people on my list and in my Facebook group and following me on socials that actually want what I have to share and what I'm ultimately selling. And if they leave my list because of a piece of content, that lets me know we're probably not in alignment. So I'm using my content strategically to weed people out, disqualify them, and also attract people that are the right fit. That's what good content does. So we could also have a bad pricing problem. Maybe your pricing is not working. Maybe your pricing is attracting the wrong people. Maybe your pricing is too low. And so you're attracting people who don't value you. They don't value themselves. They don't understand that you are the best of the best. And it may also be that your pricing doesn't allow you to reach your financial goals and your revenue goals. Bad pricing can be a problem. And it's not always that you're charging too much. And I think a lot of people make this mistake. They think, oh, if I ask too much, then nobody's going to buy this. And that's not actually true. But there might be a marketing problem. There might be a messaging problem. There might be a content problem. We might have the wrong demographic. There are a lot of variables here, and you need to understand that your pricing is really important for attracting the right people to your offer. Inconsistent action steps. Hey, do you consistently show up for your business? Are you consistently taking action steps? I mean, every week, are you doing money generating activities, and are you consistently taking action towards your goals? If you're inconsistent with your action steps, your results will be inconsistent. You can't run a business that way. And it'll end up being a cash flow problem for you. Messy back end. This is another one I see a lot. I'll talk about this more next week. But if the back end of your business is messy, that's going to impact your ability to receive more people, to connect with more people, to even be consistent with those action steps. And it often comes down to this energetic overwhelm. We'll talk about that more next week. You don't know what you're really selling. I want, in one word, share with me in the comments below, what do you sell? What's the outcome you offer? What is that? One word or one sentence. What is it that you really sell? What is it that you really offer and provide the outcome that you help people with? If you can't do that clearly and succinctly, then get that clear. We need that easy, simple, clear, straightforward, and there shouldn't be a lot of words or elaboration around it. What do you really sell? What about your funnels? Do you have clear funnels in place that are warming your leads? So moving people through a process of getting to know you, getting to know what you actually do, what you provide, That is so important for a long-term strategy of growth for your business. Again, even if your list size is small, there should be a strategy in place around warming your leads, building communication, connection, trust, all of it. You need a long-term strategy for sustainable success. This can't be like, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that and I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. I see that a lot. And as soon as someone tries something, if they don't get results immediately, they're on to the next thing. That's a big problem in your business, especially if you're a course junkie or a coach junkie and you just go from coach to coach and course to course and you never really implement anything fully. The thing is, you're going to need at least a year to fully implement something. And then beyond that, continuing to implement, rinse and repeat in order to get results. A lot of these strategies that I share, like this is not overnight success stuff. This is for the long haul of your business. This is what you need to focus on for the life of your business in order to get consistent results. It's not going to be this, I do it for 1 week and I make 6 figures. No, this is the structure for a 6-figure sustainable business model, and you need to implement now for the life of your business. So long-term strategy for success is essential. What about your sales strategy? Do you have a clear sales strategy in place? Do you know how to sell? This could be the big thing that's in your way of increasing revenue, even if people are showing up. Do you know how to sell? No proper promotion cycle. Well, we've talked a lot about that one in this group. If you don't know how to do a proper promotion cycle, this is seriously going to hinder your success and your revenue. Not facing your fear, another big one. I don't care how great your strategies are and what you've implemented. If you're not working on the fear, good luck. You got to face your fear at every turn and befriend it. Be in right relationship with it. Transform it. That's going to be the success strategy for the long term, for life. Face the fear. Be with the fear. Not using Jyotish. I even time my newsletters with Jyotish. I do all my content with Jyotish. I am thinking in terms of what are the transits doing, what's the moon doing, what are the nakshatras doing at every turn of my business. This ensures that we are in right relationship with nature's support and we're not working against it. You got to use Jyotish. It will seriously improve your success rate. And then, of course, the ancestral support. If you don't have ancestral support, it's an uphill battle. Good luck. It's really hard when you want to be successful sharing your dharmic work in this world and the ancestors aren't on board or you're not on board with your ancestors. You got to have ancestral support for your dharma. And of course, that's part of your long-term life dharmic strategy, right, for success. So where do you need to put more focus? Where are you missing this sustainable long-term success? What part of your business do you need to put more attention on and pay more attention? If any of these pieces are missing in your business structure, again, no amount of audience size is going to increase your revenue and sales. And it will be sloppy and it will be overwhelming and it will be a constant struggle to move people into your process and deliver really good, outstanding results if any of these pieces are out of place. And I see people do this a lot where it's like they just don't have a sustainable business model. It's like crash and burn and boom and bust. We get some success and then it can't be replicated. Or they have one good launch and they think, I figured it out, and then the next launch is not good. And that's when we know we don't have the right strategies in place, and we have to go back and fix some things. So this is your reminder. Fix the problems now. Don't focus on growing your audience if you don't have these systems and structures in place. And yes, we always need to grow our audience, and we need to be thinking in terms of growing our list. That's really the most important thing. But don't make the mistake of focusing on growing your audience and your list when you don't have a proper business structure in place. Again, I want to remind you that my 90K launch happened without a huge list, without a large following, and only 10 clients enrolling into my course. That's really all it took. And you can do it too. You can do it too. And if you want my strategies for six-figure sustainable success, honoring your body, creating a gentle business model that is kind and good to you, your body, and of course your clients, comment 6 figures below. I will send you my masterclass for a 6-figure dharmic business success, and I walk you through some of these steps so that you can start implementing and really have a more solid foundation in place for your business. So comment 6 figures below and I'll send you that masterclass. So content is important, and just want to circle back for a moment around content, because your content is that one thing in your business, like growing your audience and your list, that is required for the life of your business. It's not ever going to be something that you can say, I don't want to improve my content. I'm bored with this, or I'm done with this. No, for the life of your business, if you want to keep growing and succeeding, content is really important for attracting the right people. And it really your content determines, am I attracting the right potential clients, or am I creating a whole pool of people following me that's actually the wrong demographic? And that is a horrible, I've had that problem. We had that problem here in this Facebook group for several years. We were doing organic lead gen and growing this Facebook group with the wrong demographic. And it's taken over a year to fix that problem. So learn from my mistakes. Don't attract the wrong demographic, and grow your list and your audience with the wrong people. Because when it comes to doing a launch and creating revenue, you won't get sales because you have the wrong people in your audience or on your list. Your content determines who you attract. We want to attract thriving people who are already investing in themselves, and they are already doing well, but they need help with this one thing over here. And that's what your content needs to focus on, helping them with that one problem over here they haven't quite fixed yet. But it's not like their whole life is troubled and struggling and crappy and they can't even get up in the morning. That shouldn't be who you're working with. If you want to have an easy, gentle business that isn't a drain energetically, make sure you're talking to people who are well and thriving, and they just have one little problem over here, and that's what you help them fix. So we do that through impeccable messaging and content. Again, I cannot overemphasize this. Your content is key, and it determines who you attract and if they are the right people for you. You need to know exactly what outcome you provide. You need to speak directly to the problem that you solve. Your content needs to weed people out and attract the right people. And we do that with clear and simple content, straightforward content. Use bullet points. Help them identify their problems. Help them see the solutions you provide. Have a clear and simple call to action. Work with me. Here's the link. I see too many people with like multiple links and click here for this and click here for that. And then all the way at the bottom of the newsletter is like, book into my calendar. I mean, you've already lost me. There should be one call to action on every piece of content and only one call to action. Clean it up, keep it simple. Stop the scroll headline. Your headline should be eye-catching, should be in bold. All caps is a great idea. And it should be the kind of headline that stops me in my tracks when I'm scrolling. You know as well as I do, we're all just scrolling and there's way too much information out there. So your headline and the photo that you use needs to stop and grab people's attention. You have seconds in order to do this. People start with the photo. That's the first thing that gets their attention. Then they go to headline. Then they go to content. Then they go to call to action. So that's the order of operations here for you to get success with your content. Image, headline, content, call to action. Clean it up, make it pristine. It should be clear, simple, attention grabbing. Your opt-ins need to deliver a simple result, and you should have at least one opt-in that's a high performer. Start testing it out. See what works and what's getting the right people and what's getting the most traction. And that's something you want to keep duplicating and sharing over and over again and use it as a list builder. You also want to know how to hack the algorithm. And I teach a whole class on this, a comment 6 figures for my Dharma Masterclass. And I actually give you a bonus class, how to hack the algorithm so that you can improve your sales and increase your visibility. If you want that, comment 6 figures below. You'll learn how to hack the algorithm to get better traction. Also, don't forget that you need to have a really effective offer. I mean, if you are growing your audience and your content actually helps you grow your list, but then your offer isn't good, that's a problem, So this is why in my courses, I teach first and foremost, we refine the offer. Let's make sure we have an impeccable offer. Then we know what we're selling. And your content and your opt-in and everything you create to move people into your funnels and your process, we know we're selling the right thing and we know we're selling something that is incredible. And that's what your content does, is it warms people so they're ready for this amazing offer that you have. Then when it comes to promotion time, you have people warm and ready to buy, ready to jump in. So if you don't have an effective offer, none of this even matters. Impeccable pricing, we've already talked about that. So make sure that pricing is on point and you're using Jyotish for right timing, even with your content. When you send out a newsletter, when you are sharing specific topics, having Jyotish as a part of your strategy for success is awesome. There's a reason why I'm sharing content right now about content. Partly that's because Mercury is debilitated conjunct Rahu right now, and I know people need this and they're struggling right now with their communication. So I'm sharing content to help people improve their communication. And that's something I know people are wanting and needing based on my list and what I've tested so far. So if we use Jyotish to support us, even with our content creation and the topics that we share, we'll be helping people in the process and there'll be more interest around that. So with a few simple adjustments, with your messaging, your marketing, your back end, your 6-figure business structure, you can increase your sales and your revenue with simplicity, with ease, with gentleness. I'll tell you, this is not rocket science. A 6-figure business, sustainable, easy, gentle, this is not rocket science. There are very important steps that must be taken and implemented in order for you to truly be successful and thrive, to not be in overwhelm, to not be struggling. There are some very simple strategies that you need to implement. If you want my strategies, if you want my help with this, comment 6 figures below and we'll send you my masterclass series. You'll have some foundational steps, some tools in place in order for you to really grow well and with ease and gentleness, and to make sure you're doing it right the first time instead of growing your audience and having to, I hope you don't have to create a whole new audience because you have the wrong demographic. But let's fix those problems now so that you don't have to do it a year from now, 2 years from now. 6 figures below, I will send you my masterclass series, and I'll see you soon. Bye.